France, what a beautiful country. You walk in the streets, taking pictures everywhere, and you came across a very captivating yet mysterious spring, called the Fosse d'Yonne. What's so mysterious about the spring, you might think? Well, the spring is bottomless and no one seems to know where the water is coming from, which led the ancients to believe it's a portal to another world. Between the years of 1974 and 1996, 2 brave divers lost their lives attempting to solve the mystery. Yet still, the full answer as to what lies at the base of the spring remains elusive. In 2019, another diver explored the dangerous passageways beneath the spring. Descending 70 meters underground and exploring 370 meters of caves and tunnels, he was still unable to confirm the source of the spring. The secret of the waters remains. In Peru's capital, Lima, there's a high plateau called Nazca Pampa. This place is lifeless, there is no vegetation of any kind here. The silence is absolute, no birds call, no insects buzz, and there are not even any clouds in the sky. There's something even stranger in this land, a mystery that can only be observed from the air. Back in 1920, when planes first flew across this region of Peru, they looked down and saw a mysterious thing. Thousands of enormous line drawings spread across the desert. Some were animals, plants, and some were random shapes. The drawings appear to be so symmetrical and perfectly made, despite being both so large and sometimes so complicated. But who drew the lines and why would someone go through the trouble of making these gigantic drawings when they can only be seen from the air? People have been associating the lines with aliens' activity. They think they were built as landing strips for spacecrafts. Other people think that the lines are a part of a ritual the Nazca people drew to bring much needed rain. But until this day, there's no evidence to support the theories. Near the town of Gryfino, Poland, you can see oddly shaped pine trees with unnatural curves. In the crooked forest, the pine trees grow with a 90-degree sharp bend northward, but then curve back to grow straight up into the sky. There are many theories on this mystery. Some hypothesize that gravitational pull caused the trees to grow curved northward. But gravity pull things downward and not at a curve. Others think that heavy snowfall might have weighed down the trees as they were growing. However, this theory is unlikely, as it didn't affect other trees in the same area. The most likely explanation is that local farmers manipulated the trees when they planted them back in 1930. The crooked forest will remain a mystery, as there's no evidence to support these theories. Keep watching the video, it's getting even stranger. Deep in the Turkmenistan desert, a crater has burned for decades, called the Gates of Hell. Its fiery glow can be seen for miles around. The Gates of Hell crater was created in 1971. The story goes that the scientists were drilling in the desert for oil, when a Soviet drilling rig accidentally hit a pocket of natural gas, causing the ground to collapse. The Soviets set the hole alight, figuring it would stop burning within a few weeks. Decades later, and the fiery pit is still going strong. The Soviet drilling rig is believed to still be down there somewhere, on the other side of the Gates of Hell. The site negatively affects both the environment and the health of the people living nearby, causing ecological harm and economic loss. In January 2022, the president of Turkmenistan ordered the government to begin researching how to put the fire out. Located in an isolated area of the Sahara Desert in Mauritania, the Rikhat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara, is a vast circular formation which is deeply eroded in the Sahara Desert. It is not a crater but a result of erosion that happened in geological time. The Eye of the Sahara was not discovered until the astronauts saw it from space. No one has been able to find out the reason behind the formation of such concentric rings in the middle of the desert. However, there's a theory that a volcanic dome hardened and gradually eroded, exposing the onion-like layers of rock, but because there's no evidence of any igneous rock in that place, this theory didn't seem to work. There's so much to learn, but due to this place's inaccessibility and lack of researchers, this place hasn't been much attention. Hopefully, in the future, we'd get access to this place and find the answer regarding the actual reason for forming the Eye of the Sahara. Easter Island, located in the South Pacific, is a home to another mystery, the Moai. There are 887 human figures in this island, and they are very huge. The biggest one is almost 10 meters high. Most statues were carved from compressed volcanic ash, called tuff. It was thought the moai were only heads, but in May 2012, archaeologists discovered the Easter Island heads have bodies. Archaeologists suggest that the statues were a representation of the Polynesian people's ancestors. What's even stranger about the moai is that all of them face inland, while only 7 face outland with their heads watching the sea. A theory suggests these moai looking out to sea are to help travelers find the island, while the inland heads watch over the village.